Good morning, guys. Welcome to another sunny day in Britain. It's looking absolutely beautiful. It's like sunny California. Good morning, guys, and welcome to my temporary flat in Leicester Square, Chinatown. I guess I need to explain why the hell I'm here. So, during the whole national lockdown in the UK, in March we had like the first lockdown, and then this is our second national lockdown, and that started like literally, I can't even remember now because of all the timelines being messed up, but I think it started just after Christmas. So we went into a second national lockdown. Basically that means that no one can travel around the country. I haven't been home for ages, and that also means that no one can travel really, like in and out of the country, right? So all of the Airbnbs around central London are kind of empty, and I think that it's some sort of scheme joint with the hospital and the Airbnb people, but basically they were giving flats to rent for free to NHS workers. So I applied for it. I was on the waiting list for quite a while, but then they contacted me really last minute and were like, yeah, we've got one available, so do you want it? And I was like, yes, because as you all know, I am currently moving house. And I thought, you know what, I would quite like somewhere just really close to work. This place is like 20 minutes from work. So I happily and thankfully accepted, and I said, thank you so much, please give me it. And they gave me this place. So let me give you a quick tour. All right, so this is the door, and it's just like a little like coat space. This drying rack should be inside this cupboard here, which has like the ironing board and stuff, but I just haven't put it in yet. And you enter into the flat. There's the fridge here and the kitchen. Oh, and these absolutely beautiful roses. There you go, you can see them a little bit better now. They were wilting a little bit, but I gave them so much water yesterday that they've just sucked it up and stood back up. So these resilient roses, I was given these on Valentine's Day by my boyfriend, so they are absolutely beautiful. Thank you for them. Then we've got the little set of kitchen stuff, which I really like. I really like that it's all black. I like the theme, it looks classy. And outside you can see that just literally out of those doors there is Chinatown. So I'm basically as central as you can get right now. This is sort of the living space. There's a kitchen table here, and this is the couch that I was filming on yesterday. If I had a mortgage and I was able to afford something, like this would be perfect. Like this would be exactly what I want. And I would always use this zone to film. So recently I'm just so glad that I've got this place because it's given me more inspiration to film stuff here. Then we have the bedroom, and guys, oh my gosh, this closet actually lights up. I was so impressed by that. Obviously I don't have too many clothes here because I am moving currently. That's all I brought into this house. Got a little full-length mirror here. This is my outfit of the day. I decided just on a kind of like an Alice in Wonderland inspired, I guess, outfit, but it's just a dress and a shirt. And this is the bed. This bed is literally huge. I slept so comfortably last night on this bed. And that's about it, really. Oh, I guess, yeah, there's the bathroom as well, which is really modern, and just a nice little shower space. So I have a couple of minutes before I need to set out, so I'm just gonna drink some tea. I haven't had a lemon tea in the morning for so long. It used to be my favorite thing. My mum used to make it for me when I used to live at home. As soon as I came here, I just bought lemons, and I was like, right, lemon tea in the morning is my thing. I'm gonna start it again. Anyway, I guess I just wanted to touch on what happened to me the other day. So the fact that I'm in Chinatown reminded me, and I thought, let me vlog about this. But I am actually Korean. When I was at work, like literally 3 or 4 days ago, there was an IT man, and he was like, he came to solve the IT issues in the pharmacy department. When he came, he saw me, and as soon as he saw me, he was like, ni hao. And I turned around and I was like, I'm not Chinese, sorry. And I got really triggered by it. I honestly don't know why it bothered me so much. And I realized it's because when I was younger and I was at primary school and things, in my small town full of British people, I wasn't like a common face. And to a lot of people, they would take the piss and be like, ni hao, and it always came with like negative connotations. So to me, someone saying ni hao isn't a kind way to say hi to me. It's more like it's always associated with racism that I've experienced. So that really triggered me to the point where I did write a poem about it and I did put it on my Instagram. I have not experienced racism within pharmacy, and I guess it's not limited to pharmacy, but I have experienced it in the workplace is what I'm saying. It's just a horrible thing to happen to you. But during my pre-registration year, I was working in community, and I remember these two Asian men walking into the store. As soon as the healthcare assistant saw that they were Asian, she turned around to me and was like, can you go and serve them? And I was like, well, no, because I'm dispensing right now and you're not doing anything, so could you serve them? But I would have served them. It's just I knew she was saying that because they're Asian, and that's what I didn't like. And after they left, the healthcare assistant turned around and was like, you know, you should really learn how to speak Chinese if you want to be a good pharmacist. This was actually said to me. I am not joking. So my tutor overheard this, and thankfully she had some awareness and was like, that's not an appropriate thing to say. And so she did speak to the healthcare assistant on the, you know, side and just said, that's not right of you to have said that. And she did apologize. And the worst part about situations like this is that I know that it's not intentional. I know people are trying to be nice. Well, not that they're trying to be nice. I know that they're just not educated, and they're just a bit ignorant, really. How can you be angry at someone who just doesn't know what they're saying, like doesn't know what they're saying, you know? But there were so many instances where like my mum would cook me noodles, and in Korea we have these glass noodles known as japchae. I was also asked like, oh, like what are you eating? They look like worms. And all of these comments, like that's just a couple of examples within pharmacy, but that's been all throughout my life, really. No one's ever outwardly bullied me or like, you know, beaten me up because I'm Asian, but I've always had little comments that really bother me, and only as an adult now am I trying to face them. And I guess I just don't like the assumption that people make about me, because already within pharmacy there's this whole thing about being boxed in. So you know, on the wards, like people don't refer to you by your name. Like some people will literally look at you and be like, pharmacy, pharmacy. And it's weird because it doesn't happen to any other profession. Like I don't go up to the doctors and go doctor, doctor, or nurse, nurse. I'll always refer to people by name. And I noticed that for a lot of us in pharmacy, we're literally referred to as pharmacy. Oh, pharmacy's here. Oh, pharmacy needs to do this. Like when I first started working, it didn't bother me too much, to be honest. But the more time goes on, the more I'm like, can people just actually speak to me and talk to me directly? And only now am I turning around and I'm brave enough to be like, my name is Regina, nice to meet you, how can I help? So I guess it comes from all sides, that whole feeling of being boxed in. So when people say they don't want to be labelled, I think I understand a little bit more about where that mindset comes from now. Anyway, enough of that. Let me know if you have ever experienced racism of sorts in your workplace, because I'm sure that it's not just limited to me. Obviously it's not. So let me know, and yeah, let's take you to work. So as much as I'm not Chinese, let me still give you a tour of Chinatown in national lockdown. As you can tell, it is rightfully empty, but it's not always empty. Like in the evenings it's sometimes quite busy. So this is Leicester Square. Normally it would be absolutely buzzing, but right now obviously it's rainy and miserable and a Wednesday morning. Hey guys, so my morning's actually been really interesting. I have just been in the vaccine clinic. I was just checking the volume for one of my colleagues who was reconstituting the COVID vaccine. I was pulled in to do that, which was really interesting. So I kind of have enjoyed today because it's been different. In terms of the vaccine, I'm obviously not going to comment on whether you should get it or not. I'm not going to talk about that. So right now I'm on the ward. I'm just about to go into the clinic room and check for the order book. After that, I have some new patients, so I'm going to do the medicines reconciliations for those patients, and then I'm going to see the regulars and then go downstairs. Guys, this is your cue to drink water. I always get so thirsty on the ward. Drink, drink, drink. How have you ever felt like affected by your race as a black person at work?
So I'd say I'm always perceived louder. So I am a very loud person, but my loudness is always heard and seen. I'm always perceived more aggressive.
And do you think that comes from the fact that people think, oh, you're black, you're louder.
Yeah, and like, you know what, it took me about the whole of my pre-reg year to realise that this was happening. It's like I always feel like I have to quieten myself down, whereas like a white person doesn't, and I always feel like I have to shrink myself to, especially when it comes to white males, to allow them not to be threatened.
Okay, so that's what's happened, but how have you dealt with that then?
I think that I'm much more selective about who I show myself to. So I'm a lot more guarded than I maybe would be if that didn't happen.
I see.
So there are a lot of situations in which I will not say anything, because is it worth getting a reputation in here, or how will this person perceive me, where I should be well within my right to say something. I will try to when I cause a wave, or when I cause an issue, but not an issue, but when I have an issue, I have to really think about, is it worth doing it now and here, because I feel like as a black person it definitely sticks, and they have that preconception that you are like overconfident, or you were too loud, or you were too comfortable, and a lot of white people are not happy with that.
I've just finished on the ward and now I'm downstairs to production. So yesterday I re-released all of my KCL notes on a Dropbox, but this time on a donation basis. So I said that if you pay £10, I will donate that money to charity and you'll have access to all my KCL notes. And I just received my first donation. So when it gets to £100, that's when I will donate to Crisis UK. So I'm really happy about that. How are you doing? I feel like I've barely spent time with you today, but I guess it's just because I can't ever film, like I said, in an identifiable place. But right now, I'm currently in the TPN dispensing and checking area. All of the TPN here, which is total parental nutrition, by the way, has been dispensed elsewhere, but we just check that it's for the right patient and then we send it up to the wards. Right now, I am not a TPN pharmacist. I'm just on my rotation in technical services, and that's kind of like one of the things we need to do in this rotation. So like I said, I'm not a TPN pharmacist, so I haven't, prescribed any of these things. But all I do is check the dispensing. So I've got all of the ward bags here, and I've organised each TPN bag, put them into piles for each patient, and I'm basically going to check the contents of like the nitrogen, glucose, lipids, stuff like that against the prescription, and check it's for the right patient, and then send it up to the right ward. So I am now delivering the TPN, not to the wards, but just to dispensary, and then the porter will take it from dispensary, if I actually remember to press the button. So after that, I'll be going home. So I finished work, and just before I went home, I thought I'm going to drop by Tesco just to get some stuff. I really miss all of the musicals and how we could all go to theatre at any time. So this is your second cue of the day to drink water. I don't know what this vlog's gonna be like, but I hope that it's okay. I guess I just want to end this vlog saying, don't let people box you into things or make assumptions about you. Speak up. I did speak up to the IT guy, and I said to him, I actually didn't. I told my colleague just to speak to him because I left the room and I went to my next rotation downstairs. But I did tell her to speak to him, and that was my form of speaking up. And I guess if something makes you feel uncomfortable, or you feel like people are making assumptions about you that aren't correct, I'm not saying fight every battle and like start having arguments with people, but I'm saying have a discussion. Be brave enough to say, hey, actually, I'm not just a pharmacy. I'm not Chinese, like I am me, and I want to be seen as just me. So please look at me as just me and don't box me into something. But these things take time, you know. In time, people will see that you're more than your ethnicity and you're more than your skin color. And I think we all need to take some time, and myself too, and not make assumptions about people and just give them a chance to get to know them for who they are. So that was today's vlog. I hope that you enjoyed it, and good night. And good night to these beautiful, beautiful roses.